Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm filming yet another book review and we are talking about Strike the Zither by Joan, which is being released very soon. The 25th of October, not long until at all. And this is set in 414 in the Qin dynasty. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. And it is based on one of the 4 classics of Chinese literature, this one being Three Kingdoms. And not based, but inspired by, based, I don't know what you want to say, but like inspired by that piece of literature. Never read it, but seems interesting. Maybe I should read it one day. Obviously, I do not think it will be as good as it of course would be as if you read it in its original language, but thoughts? So we follow in this one Zither, who is the strategist to someone called Ren. Ren is not really like, you know, she's not the empress or anything, but she's a person who inspires a lot of loyalty and is a very honorable and loyal person. And people in the countryside, etc., are rallying to her because they do not like how things are in the country. So we have this really cool map in the beginning, even though I have an arc, but there's still a map, if I can find it. Which is like the Qin Empire. It's like the north and the south. Different things is going on here. And also in the beginning we have character art of how the different people are supposed to look like. Or at least how the author wanted them to look like. Which is also really cool. So we have Jinran, which is like the one our main character Zither follows. This is her. This is Cloud, one of 2 sworn sisters to Jinran. The sworn sisters are like, they die, they breed, they live together, they're sworn to protect her and follow her, etc. And I love that, I love that. Then we have Lotus, who is the 3rd sworn sister, and they all have Chinese names too, but I know I will pronounce them incorrectly. And then we have Zither, who is the main character here. And that was all like the character that had art in them, and I thought that was really cool little detail in the book. When I opened it I was like, damn, this is cool. And yeah, so basically she's a strategist, I'm really struggling to say that word, to Ren, and then she needs to capture herself by the enemy because the enemy are kind of after them, not the enemy but like the army for them. Emperor, the person who's ruling their land, armies after them. Even has like a character list in the beginning that you could check if you were confused with who was who. Like this book had everything. It gave you character lists, it gives you chapter headings, it gives you a map, it gives you character art. What more do you want? So the north, there we have like the empress, blah blah blah, and then we have like, we follow like Ren, who is like doesn't have any land, and the North Empire stuff, they are after them because like they are kind of like, I don't know, they're not really rebelling, but they're not like, they're doing stuff they don't like because people are more loyal to them. Our main character Zither, who is, you know, the strategist of this group, has a way to like make sure they're not taken down, is kind of taken captive, and then she's pretending to be on their side to like make them gain them stuff, make them get a gain, make them get a strategic advantage for, you know, Ren. And she just thinks there, I don't want to talk more about it. She meets a dude that she kind of feel a little jingle for called Crow. I don't want to say more than that, but our main character is really smart. She is like, you know, the strategist of the group, and I feel like since this is a YA, you don't maybe expect the character to be like actually smart, but I really liked how the author set up the story to be like convinced that she's actually smart. Obviously the author know the pieces of the story and can give those to our main character, like whereas the other people would not go to get those pieces. I know that, but like it is done in a way that it is very convincing of why she has gotten all this respect, all this regard as a strategist. And I really enjoy that because I feel like often in like books when we follow like different factions of a group, we always follow like the warrior, the person on the front lines doing the battles, and not necessarily like the person setting up the battles for advantage, etc. Obviously often the warrior we follow like needs to like make last minute decisions, etc, but they often also get consequences for not following like what was the plan was supposed to be. And I feel like here we don't like follow the one who going out swinging the axe, but we follow the character that like plans how the axe should be used. And I thought that was really interesting. Of course, I think I've read books where like they're supposed to be the advisor slash the character who's giving like, you know, like supposed to plan the battles, etc, but I feel like it wasn't done as cleverly as this. I feel like this is really like a good setup for like, I don't know, how a strategist should be, and I really enjoyed it. It was done really, really well. Then we have like a piece of music is in here. A main character plays like Zither. And I thought that was really cool. It's like a really beautiful atmosphere around that. You have this like little tiny, I wouldn't call it romance, but at least like kind of romantic feelings between her and this dude Crow. That was like my least favorite part of the story, because like I just didn't get why they care for each other after like 4 seconds. They were literally together for 4 seconds, and then suddenly they cared about each other so deeply, and I was like, I don't know. If it was been a bit longer time, then I would care more. I just didn't get them, because they were supposed to be really smart people, and they obviously are working as strategists for 2 different fractions, and I was just like, this is going too fast. Yeah, if you cut that out, I feel like I would have been better. Or if it's just like either they cut it out, or it was just like they have this tone where like they feel like they could become friends if they were better, like if they were not on different sides of this kind of war, and then later feelings develops. But this is the first book in a series. I think it is a duology or maybe a trilogy. I mean, it's called Three Kingdoms, I don't know. And then I feel like their feelings could have been developed as we go on. That was just a preference for me. Now we also have, you know, a haunted past with like her sister disappearing and like how she came to be where she is in this position. And I feel like the character work, as I said, was just done really, really well, except for the romance. I would call it a romance. But I just feel like our main character was very distinct on the page, as well as Ran, who was like the one she was following, and her sworn sisters, as well as Crow. I feel like everyone just like were really distinct on page. I think the character work was really great. The atmosphere was great, like different factions, and like, as I said, like the plotting of our main character and how it played out, really, really great. And then we have, I would say, something that happens in the middle that I did not see coming. Like, where in the world would I see that coming? Unless maybe, I don't know if this is like, of course, in the original like works, but of course I haven't read that. And something happens mid-part which like really took the cake. It was just so fascinating and interesting. And for once in my lifetime, I took a peek at the synopsis right now to see if they either hint at this in the synopsis. And they kind of hint at it a tiny bit, but it's not really present there at all. So they actually managed to write a synopsis without like saying half the book. And I was like, wow, this is impressive. And it was just, it's so interesting. I don't want to say obviously what it is, but it just made the whole story turn upside down. Really made to see our character at work like thoroughly, because she needs to do so many things now to be where she wants to be, kind of. And I just love that. And then there's so many other parts of this world, of this character that comes into play that was not there before, and it's just done so well. I was like, holy moly, this is very interesting. And I just really like seeing our character just like figuring all this out, being even smarter than we think her to be, and then at the same time being a kind of bit stupid as well, because it's hard to be in the situation she becomes in. And I felt like that was really natural for her to like go into her old habits, you could say. If you read a book, you know what I'm talking about, and I thought that was done just so interestingly and well and unexpected, which made it really, really fun, and I am very happy. And yeah, and then we built some stuff in the end to play out in the next one, as well as the thing that happened in mid-book that will like have a huge part going forward, because that like has a lot of consequences for our main character. So that will be interesting to see going forward, because we don't know yet, and I'm very interested to read the sequel, even though like the theory this is not even out yet. I want to read the sequel now. I was just sitting there like, "Argh." And I read, you know, all the books by the author. I read The Silent of the Crane, and like it's like a political kind of fantasy, and I didn't love that. Like I think I gave it like 3 stars, but like it was still very enjoyable. And then I read The Ones We Were Meant to Find, which was amazing and just so atmospheric and beautiful. And then I read this, which was like so fun and good, and it was not like, you know, what to say, like overly anything. I feel like it was perfect as it is, and just really, really hit the mark of what it wanted to do, and I think it was just done really, really well. And I just had such a good time. And it was just some beautiful, really quiet moments as well in it. Just like sitting down, talking, bonding, seeing how much these people care for each other. I don't know, as I said, the character work was done really well. And I'm curious to see more about this world. I'm not saying the world building was bad by any means, but it's just like we just started to explore it in a different way, and I'm really enjoying to see more of that. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely the first book in the series though, but I feel like the developments and the setup here, it wasn't done so well. It doesn't feel like there's nothing, it wasn't like a story on its own, which is just fine, but it was just done so well that like sometimes I'm a bit bothered by like nothing happening. But here we really got like all the different parts making up for any lack of that, because I feel like the plot here and the surprises here are enough for this book, and I'm excited to see where we're going forward. So yeah, I am giving it a really strong 4 stars. It's not like a 5-star book for me, as I said many times before. I need to really get a certain feeling and a certain like thing in my heart and had to really give something 5 stars. But it's a really good book that I really recommend. I had it already pre-ordered since May, and then I got an ARC like in August. So like I still have my pre-order, and of course I'm very excited to get a final copy because it's really stunning, even though like I think it's cool to have this arc. So I was like always planning to read it, and I was very excited for it for a long time. Really good book for me, and I really enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it as well, so I very much recommend it to check it out if it sounded interesting to you. I won't talk about like the thing that happened in the middle more, but cannot do that because spoilers, so we're just here. I think that's what I want to say about this. I hope I made sense, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. Posting many reviews lately, I hope that's fine. But yeah, check out my Patreon down below if you want to support my channel further. You should see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave like an instrument down below. I don't know if there's a Zither instrument, but if it is, then leave it down below. If it's not, leave another instrument down below. And you should see me soon in a new video. Bye!